Yo, 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 what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another chop session with your boy. Today, we're going to be doing the shag. Yes, sir, we're going to be doing the shag. I don't really see too many people making videos of, the shag haircut. I don't know if it's just, just not necessarily a popular haircut like it used to be, or I don't know. But like I said, today we're going to be doing the shag on my guy. So as you guys can see here, I'm setting in my first ball guideline. And what I like to do is I like to set in my ball guideline, a little bit behind the ear. Also, as you guys can see from the beginning, I made sure I picked the shag out, the hair. I made sure I picked that out, and I made sure I brushed the surface. Always make sure you guys brush your surface before you begin the haircut. Make sure all the hair is laid straight. So let's get into the haircut. So as you can see, man, I put the 1.5 guard on my Babyliss Pro clippers, and I put the 1.5 guard on because I'm cutting the hair that's going into the shag, and I don't want to put the one guard on and mess around and cut too much hair off going into the shag and have it looking crazy. Might cut a patch because that hair going into the shag is thick, so I put the 1.5 guard on, lever fully open, just to be safe. So as you guys can see here, I got the one guard on, and I'm going and I'm cutting all the hair that's past the hair that meets the shag, making sure everything is cut to the one desired length, lever fully open. So as you guys can see here, now I'm going in just doing some detail work with my Andes Masters, doing some detail work. I normally do this at the end, but today I just went ahead and decided to go ahead and do it now, before I begin the fade. I had got my boy right. Make sure y'all stay tuned in. See the transition. Cleaning them up, making sure I shape them up real good, make sure the shag is clean. So as you guys can see, I threw the one guard on my magic wall clippers, and I'm going up 1/2 inch, lever fully open, and I'm cutting, I'm brushing, I'm cutting, I'm brushing. Like I said, I like to use the brush. As you guys can see, I got my clippers in an angle, and that is because I don't like I don't want to go cut too much and go too far into his shag itself. So I have my clippers in an angle to make sure I don't do that. So as you guys can see, man, I threw the 1.5 guard on, lever halfway open, just to make sure I can, cut a lot of that hair, because I had the lever open, but it wasn't really cutting as much. So, you got to adjust. So I had moved my lever to halfway open, and I had just debulking all the hair at the top of the fade. Like I said, I brush, cut, and I brush. I cut and I brush. Just, you always want to make sure you brushing or combing after, in the middle, in the middle, or while you're cutting. Excuse me for right there. While you're cutting, just to make sure that you're keeping everything straight and you knowing exactly what you're cutting. So as you guys can see now, I got the 0.5 guard on, lever fully closed, and cleaning the surface. Gotta stay clean. 1.5 guard on, lever fully closed, and I'm going up a full inch here. I'm going up a full inch. Going up a full inch. And as you guys can see, I opened the lever up halfway, and I went up another inch. Brushing as I'm cutting, brushing as I'm cutting. Just taking my time, being real precise, being real smooth. So as you guys can see, I went ahead and put the one guard on, lever still halfway open, and I went up another 1/2 inch. Like I said, lever is halfway open still. This is just the way I fade. Other people might fade different. Every barber is different. But see, as you guys can see, I opened the lever up just a little bit, and I went up another 1/2 inch. Almost to the top of the fade. And I'm brushing as I'm fading. I'm brushing as I'm fading. So here, as you guys can see, the fade is almost pretty much done. So now I'm really going to be just getting into a lot of detail work. Taking my time, making sure I'm not going too high up into the fade. And, just taking my time, being real precise and detailing, doing a lot of detail work. As you guys can see here, I got no guard on, lever fully closed. Started at the bottom of the fade. I went up 1/2 inch. I opened the lever up halfway, and I went up another 1/2 inch. As you guys, I forgot to show you guys the clipper. I showed you guys the clipper. But as you guys can see, I opened the lever up halfway, went up another half an inch. I'm just taking my time. As you guys can see, I left the lever halfway open and I threw the 0.5 guard on. If you guys can remember from the beginning, I had did the same thing, but I put the 1 guard on and left the lever halfway open. Now I put the 0.5 guard on and I left the lever halfway open. So here I got my Andes Masters, and I decided to just go in with my Andes Masters and just do some lever work because I don't want to go too high, up into the fade, or I don't want to, make the wrong flick, because as you're fading, as you're a barber, you mess around and make the wrong flick, then you might go too high or you might cut too much. So as you guys can see, it's just a lot of detail work. I can't really keep up. I had the 0.5 guard on and now I got the 1 guard on. And I'm just, and now you see, I'm back to the Andes Masters. So with me, what I like to do is, I like to do a lot of just playing with a lot of different, playing with my clippers and doing my thing. Like I said, this is the way I cut. Every barber cut different, but this is just what I do, take my time. Always want to make sure I go in cautiously, because like I said, it might take that one flick. All it does take is that one flick, and next thing you know, you might probably went too high or did the wrong thing, So I always go in cautiously and make sure I take my time and use all of my clippers and guards and stuff, and take my time, But like I said, here is just a lot of detail work. So now we're moving on to the left side of his head, and if you guys can remember, all of the steps, I showed you guys all of the guards from the right side of his head. If, like I said, if you're trying to become a new barber, take down the steps, write down the step that I'm giving you, that I'm telling you, and just apply it. Find you someone that you can cut on and just apply it to their head. I'm taking my time. I sped the video up a little bit because I slowed it down a lot for the right side of his head, to kind of walk you guys through a lot of the steps and show you guys what I was really doing. And now on this side, I sped it up a little bit, so I can get in the groove and get through the haircut. And then I also just feel like, I feel like my shag is a little bit different from a lot of people's shags as well. I've seen some shag videos where, like, the shag itself is more so dropping. You see how mine kind of sit up a little bit, but I've seen others where they shag literally drops low, and I just feel like, some people, everybody different, there's different styles of shags, and every shag is not the same. So as you guys can see here, I'm going in and doing some detail work. As you guys can see here, I'm just shaping up the shag itself, getting all the extra hair out the way. And as you guys can see, I'm attacking that spot right there because for some reason I was trying to get it to lay straight or get it to, do what I needed to do, but it was just kind of being a butt. But I was just taking my time, being precise, and I got it. But as a new barber, if you ever caught in those situations, please make sure you take your time, because you don't want to mess around and cut too much hair and then, or kind of like overdo your work, and then you put yourself in a predicament where now you kind of mess up the fade or you mess something up. As you guys can see, I'm going back in. I'm still trying to attack that one spot, but I'm making sure I take my time. Like I said, I don't want to overdo it, and I don't want to, mess myself up. So, I applied my holding spray, and I'm getting into the edge. This is the best part to me. This is the part I love the most, for sure. I love the edge the most because here is where I actually get creative. I actually take my time, and I make sure I just always stay cautious and give all my clients the straightest line possible. Then I really lock in here. So you guys can see I'm hitting that sidebar. And as you guys can see, that fade is clean, for sure. That fade is super clean. So as you guys can see here, I'm going ahead and I'm applying my enhancements using the Tune 45 enhancement card. Shout out to that boy Beam. Applying that topic. Getting my dog right. As you guys can see, like I said, that fade is clean. So I went ahead and I applied my holding spray, and now I'm going back in attack mode. Y'all already know what time it is when I get here. This is 100% attack mode. And as y'all can see, man, that fade is clean. That fade is clean, man. The Shag haircut came out great. If you've made it this far in the video, man, make sure you subscribe. Let me know in the comments how I'm doing. I feel like I'm getting more comfortable with just talking on the mic itself. Y'all gotta work with me, man. Like I said, for my other videos, you know, I was kind of nervous, you know. And I'm still getting used to it. I'm still getting used to talking on the mic and just being able to, you know, talk about my cuts and walk y'all through the process. So as you guys can see, man, I applied my pencil. I went ahead blending that pencil in. Now I'm going in with the razor work. Cleaning my God, man. Look at that. Clean. So one thing that he likes to do is he likes to get the shag itself. He likes to get it hit with the sponge. That's what I was trying to say. But as you guys can see, man, that fade is clean, crispy. Clean and crispy. There's only one way you're going to leave when you come here, when you come to Thule, and that's crispy and clean. So as you guys can see, man, Shag came out great, man. I appreciate y'all for locking in. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Leave me a comment down below and let me know how I did on this haircut. Peace. Love.